Memorial Stadium was smoking tonight. You might even be able to see it. A little bit of it still wafting up in the air. Some red-hot performances to wrap up this 2017 finals competition here. Record crowd on hand, more than 23,000 people tonight in Indianapolis. Biggest finals crowd we've had yet. More than 40,000 in the movie theaters on Thursday night. Record crowds pretty much all summer long. It's been a good year for DCI. Hi everybody, Steve Rondinero, happy to bring you these closing ceremonies. My paisan, Dennis DeLucia. We were down here on the field for the last two cores. The energy, the electricity, the excitement throughout this place was just phenomenal.
It's unbelievable. It really is. It's totally different down here, that's for sure.
Yeah, great performances across the board tonight. This top 12 it was a challenge to get in, and there was some tight groupings, and we're going to see how it all shakes out tonight. You know it's a good night when you got the Marine Corps playing everybody on.
The best.
Yeah.
The best.
Will Pitts was also with us here tonight. He's going to be talking to the winning drum major. Give us some perspective. Will, how'd you like it?
Well, it's, again, just being down here on the field for those last two performances not only highlights the quality of these performers, of the design, but just the variety that we got. We saw two extremely different cores here in those last two, but we've seen a ton of different performances tonight, types of design, performance quality all the way across the board. My mind has been blown the entire night by what we've seen, and really all week, starting from our broadcast on Thursday all the way through. It's going to be an incredible night. Really anxious to see where we're going.
All right, well, it all started off with the last man standing, Madison's primal post-apocalyptic world. We've got some highlights of those scouts as well.
12th in semifinals last night. Last man standing. Bizarre uniforms, huh?
Yeah, a little different look.
Wow. High energy, though.
Glasses in that green back of And the Crossmen out on the field now. They came in here seated in 11th. Their show called Enigma. They were duking it out with the Blue Stars all season long. In 14 meetings, the spread was never more than 1 point. Here's a taste of the Crossmen tonight. The move to San Antonio certainly has agreed with the Crossmen. Blue Stars, one of DCI's founding corps from La Crosse, Wisconsin. Dennis, they had a good night.
They had a great night. This is a wonderful drum corps with a fast-paced drill, star-crossed, boy-girl, lovers. It's a great show.
Phantom Regiment, Will, what'd you think? How'd they do tonight?
I thought it's their best performance of the year. You know, this corps has grown immensely since the beginning of the year. A super young group, but has taken what was a significant challenge and really brought it to life over the course of the summer.
Nice press arrangements.
Very much.
Well, the Blue Knights were the first corps to break 90 in last night's semifinals with a show called I. What an interesting look they have.
Well, you know, they call the show just simply I, the letter I, but it was really about eyes, how you are seen, how you see things.
A ton of really cool special effects for this show as well.
Some great percussion. Very unique.
U.S. Marines playing everybody on. What do you say we take a little listen? We've seen these guys a fair amount over the years, and they have taken it up a notch this year.
A little more modern this year. Wonderful show. By the way, new CD that Tom Blair recorded in his studio back in the fall that has just been released. Wonderful recording.
Have to check that out. Love to hear those G horns, and the Marines still play them. Here come the cadets. They took us to church tonight. You know, the beginning of the season, guys, we all had the same reaction. I don't know if this is going to work.
That was certainly my reaction.
They made it work, didn't they? It was really ambitious.
Oh, to say the least, but it's one of my favorite endings that we've seen all year long. Just incredibly triumphant. I think they did an incredible job.
Yeah, they got me.
Nobody's marching. Nobody's marching. Marching, don't know this. Don't know this. Nobody's marching. Marching, don't know this. Nobody's marching. Marching, don't know this. Nobody's marching. Marching, don't know this.
That choir was quite an addition.
Absolutely, and worked as a voice that is integrated into it. It's not something they just tried to keep separate. They use it in a lot of different ways. I think it was very well done. And again, talking about ambitious, all the musical styles they cover within even one piece of music.
They have a 3-year deal with the Bernstein Society. This was the first year, so I'm thinking we'll see some more Lenny next year.
No complaints.
Well, it was started out pretty tight between the cadets and the Boston Crusaders this season. Crusaders pulling away a bit. We go from the mass to hanging and burning witches at the stake.
Well, it's certainly the greatest prop effect of the year at the end of Boston show.
Absolutely. Wicked Games, the name of the show, taking us back to the 1692 Salem witch trials.
Now she must play.
Well, you know, we lost many a good woman in the course of that show this summer.
Don't forget, they were 12th a year ago. So to move from 12th to 6th in one season is unbelievable.
Yeah, and just incredible improvement in all sections, but incredible contribution from all sections in this show this summer.
Let's see how tonight treats the Boston Crusaders. Okay, here come those men from Mars. This is another show I wasn't too sure about when I saw it doing the preseason webcast, especially that mashup at the end, the My Way at Mars. But it grew on you, didn't it?
It did, and it works. in a strange kind of way, but it works.
Well, it's just such a unique flavor compared to anything else we see and hear all summer.
Man can be quite complex. He can make your head spin. Crikey.
That was a fun one. They took a risk and they committed and they pulled it off. Cavaliers, they came in here in 5th with a 94.925, closing some ground on the Bluecoats as we got toward the latter half of the season.
Some humor in that show too, Steve.
Yeah.
You know?
So when you're defending champs and you broke all the molds last year, what do you do the next year?
You run up and down a prop that scared me every single time, but it sure works.
That prop was the jagged line. Man, they were humping at the end of that thing. Zombie Wolf. Frank Zappa on the football field.
Well, and even to see how they broke up the front ensemble in that drill just keeps coming at you the entire time.
Defending champion Bluecoats coming in here in 4th with a 95.213 from last night's semifinals.
I like that uniform a lot. It worked perfectly well in that show.
Is that a uniform or a costume?
Whatever it is, Steve. Whatever you want it to be.
Well, what do you think here? Well, I'll tell you, not many people have left of this crowd of 23,000. They are waiting for these scores. Can SCV catch the Blue Devils? Can the Blue Devils remain undefeated? Two of the top questions tonight. Other question was, would Dennis's voice hold up since the Cinecast? It has. That's good.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Surgeries when?
August 28th.
Okay.
Yeah.
He'll have to be quiet for a few days, so we'll see how that goes. Carolina Crown. The show called It Is. They came in here winners of the brass caption last night. That is always a bit of a holy grail for them.
Yeah, I'm now putting out a commission for a Bach album recorded by Carolina Crown.
Well, here you go. Take a taste. Got goosebumps all over again. And that was Memorex.
I'm already ready to see the DVD and Blu-rays.
That pure brass sound, Steve, was so refreshing this year.
You know, they could play London Bridge and make it sound good.
Absolutely.
Oh, wait a minute. They did, didn't they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Carolina Crown, will they take top brass tonight? Another question as all these corps come out here. Couple of great anniversaries this year. It is a 60th anniversary for the Blue Devils, 50th anniversary for the Santa Clara Vanguard, and what a treat we got here last night and again today at the Sound Sports Show with that Santa Clara Alumni Corps. Was that not phenomenal?
It was phenomenal. And think about this, one organization this weekend, Santa Clara Vanguard knocking on the door of a title, the Vanguard Cadets winning open class, and the Alumni Corps magnificent performance.
Rick South, the drum major, was telling me they worked at that over the course of 18 months, that alumni show. And it certainly...
it paid off.
I mean, they were just pulling out all the chestnuts.
And you emceed Sound Sport today. They played again, right?
Oh, they blew that place apart. I will admit to getting choked up. So much history. This is DCI's 45th anniversary season. It all started back in 1972 with a little drum corps show in Whitewater, Wisconsin. Right there, one of the founding corps, the Cavaliers. Don Warren, one of the guys that got together with Jim Jones and a few other folks and said, you know, I think we could do this ourselves. Quite an idea they hatched. Here comes the Santa Clara Vanguard, their show this year called Ouroboros. They finished second in the semis with a 97.7. The boys in the truck showing some phenomenal taste. That would have been the one I chose. That color guard effect, those flags, and that closing move is just phenomenal.
I'm going to talk about the percussion first, Dennis. So, again, being down here on the field, getting to watch those guys, not just the battery perform, but then standing right in front of that front ensemble. And just it's such incredible intimacy in the way they play, such detail, and just consistency from person to person. I don't know if you see it anywhere else. All right, now you can talk about it.
You just said it all.
Okay, fine.
Well, the Ranger Paul Rennick going into the DCI Hall of Fame this year. Well deserved. Sandy Rennick right there with him. That's it? You're not going to wax?
No, you guys are doing a good job for two brass guys talking about my turf.
Okay. They're laying it out there for you. Well, you got to think about that lineage, too. 'Cause that struck me listening to the Alumni Corps. Fred Sanford.
Yes.
What a benchmark he set back in the 1970s.
We all owe him a debt that we can never fully repay. But don't forget, percussion, Santa Clara went from Fred Sanford to Ralph Hardiman to Jim Casella to Paul Rennick. My goodness.
That's pretty tall grass.
It's pretty good.
Lineage.
And thus the award is the Fred Sanford Award that every percussion section aspires to win here at Drum Corps International. 40 corps were here in the prelims to start it all off. Many of them moved in from open class, which is a phenomenal division in and of itself. Some great things going on in open class this year. Those corps putting on some shows on their own, and many advancing deep into the world class field here as the week went on. Okay, here they come. They have spent the season undefeated, but not for lack of effort, especially from Santa Clara. How close did they get this season? I mean, they were right nip and tuck at one point.
There have been within 1 or 2 tenths, if I remember correctly.
13,000.
That's exactly what it is. You're right.
So it has been intense coming off the West Coast and then moving across the country on this tour. 17 titles in their 45 years of DCI.
Well, and the last time these two corps at the top, 1999, I think on semifinals night, Santa Clara was down by nearly a point. So obviously, it's up for grabs for anybody at this point.
It is.
Now they came in here first in the semis with a 98.13. As we have so often said over the years here, the key that we like to watch is GE, who takes general effect. Blue Devils did it last night. That may well be a key to how things turn out tonight.
It's usually a good indicator, Steve, that's for sure.
And we all put our arms around that Blue Devil ballot. In fact, I snuck down to the right side of the field, Will and I did, and I stood right in front of that horn line, knowing that I was going to sacrifice some of my hearing tonight.
I got to stand behind Scott Johnson and John Meehan and Dave Gibbs and all kinds of people who, you know, we've associated with the Blue Devils for so long. And I think that's what is so incredible about these anniversaries, are the consistency that these folks have had in design and teaching.
Absolutely.
And it definitely shows up in this performance.
Right.
To say about it. I mean, it's just so incredibly pleasing as an audience member. And, you know, a lot of folks will say the Blue Devils maybe don't do as much as other corps. And I just invite everyone to come watch them on the field and watch how much detail is in every level of performance that these guys have on the field. I just think it's unparalleled in so many ways.
On the starting line. When was the last time we heard those words, Steve?
Well, the other thing that we lose sight of with all the technical demand and the great things that happen is emotional connection. We don't have a lot of that these days. There's so much emphasis on technique and what you're doing and how difficult it is. That connected emotionally.
Absolutely.
Every single time I saw it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to be said for that. I mean, you couldn't ask for more different styles than Blue Devils and Santa Clara. I'd hate to be a judge because you've got a lot of apples and oranges there.
But that says a lot about the activity today, doesn't it, Steve?
It says what I'd like it to say.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
A little bit of something for everybody. With the talent level we have on the field and the talent levels of these staffs, the achievement is just more phenomenal every year.
Well, and look at these crowds that we're seeing across the country all year long. We had a huge crowd on Thursday night, again last night, and then obviously a record here for Lucas Oil Stadium in finals. And it's because of what these folks are doing on the field. It's bringing people out to the shows.
Absolutely.
We'll have some debate through the offseason about the role of electronics and amplification, as we should. But there's a lot of happy customers in those stands tonight, and the Marines, how can you not love the Marines?
This past Tuesday, 17 groups from North Dakota International's Open Class Division competed at the Open Class Championship Finals in Michigan City, Indiana.
Joining us on the field are the bronze, silver, and gold medal-winning drum majors from the top three corps. Please help us recognize from legends, Noah Coach and Emily Thomas. From Blue Devils B, Hannah Ortiz, Oliver Bishop, and Michael Tran. From Vanguard Cadets, Jocelyn Grace and Sarah Nishikawa. Ladies and gentlemen, for the past several days here in Indianapolis, Drum Corps International has been proud to present this incredible showcase of the world's most elite marching music ensembles for student musicians and performers. Tonight, as we come together to celebrate the conclusion of Drum Corps International 2017 Summer Tour, we honor the exceptional achievements of thousands of young adults united by their love of performance and a common commitment to push themselves beyond the ordinary to create the extraordinary. There comes a time in every season when the best prove that they deserve to be called the best. This is that moment. Each of Drum Corps International's elite ensembles have been hard at work this week, perfecting their final performances of the 2017 Drum Corps International Summer Tour. Please direct your attention to the video boards, and let's take one final look at the 2017 World Championships. Drum majors, front and center, please. Ladies and gentlemen, before we announce the results of tonight's competition, Drum Corps International would like you to join them in showing appreciation to the parents and family members of our performers this evening for their encouragement and support of the pursuit of excellence. We would also like to thank the band directors, music teachers, and color guard instructors all over the world who are responsible for the education and development of the outstanding young men and women who've performed for you this evening. Music is an important part of a quality education for students of all ages. Visit supportmusic.com and learn how to keep music education programs strong in your community. Thank you. Now the scores. Presenting tonight's awards, our DCI Executive Director, Dan Atchison, and DCI's Open Class Coordinator, David Edelman. In 12th place, with a score of 85.25, the Madison Scouts. Named for the former director of the Troopers and founding member of Drum Corps International, who passed away in 1994, the Jim Jones Leadership Award is given each year to one world and one open class drum major who exhibits unparalleled leadership qualities, chosen by a committee of DCI Hall of Fame members and presented by DCI Hall of Fame member Gene Montrastelli. This year's World Class Award goes to Gabe Gallegos from the Troopers. In 11th place, and a score of 86.825, the Crossmen. In 10th place, and a score of 87.938, the Blue Stars. Drum Corps International's capture awards are determined by averaging the scores of prelims, semifinals, and finals. The George Zengali Award for Best Color Guard goes to the Santa Clara Vanguard. In 9th place, with a score of 88.125, Phantom Regiment. The John Mazzali Best Visual Proficiency Award goes to the Blue Devils. In 8th place, and a score of 90.4, the Blue Knights. The Jim Ott Award for Best Brass Performance is presented by Michael Canote and Rick Cam to Carolina Crown. In 7th place, and a score of 91.675, the Cadets. In 6th place, with a score of 92.963, the Boston Crusaders. The Fred Sanford Award for Best Percussion Performance, presented by Lisa Steele McDonald, Yamaha Director of Marketing, Band and Orchestra Division, and Hall of Fame member Pete Emmons, goes to the Santa Clara Vanguard. In 5th place, and a score of 95.163, the Blue Coats.
One more?
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
In fourth place with a score of 95.2, 95.2, the Cavaliers. The Don Angelica Award for Best Overall General Effect goes to the Blue Devils. Receiving the bronze medal tonight with a score of 96.575, 96.575, Carolina Crown. Receiving the silver medal tonight with a score of 97.6, 97.6, Santa Clara Vanguard. Receiving the gold medal and recipient of the Founders Trophy, the 2017 Drum Corps International World Champions with a score of 98.538, 98.538, the Blue Devils. Drum majors, you may return to your units. Winning drum majors, we invite you to come forward into the winner's circle.
Blue Devils winning title number 18 here tonight, capping off an undefeated season. They are in the winner's circle. We'll be chatting with the drum major. If we have him, then we'll go to Will.
All right, guys, I'm here with C.C. Wagner, drum major of the Blue Devils. First of all, how was the show?
Oh, it was terrific. It was absolutely on fire tonight.
Now, how has it felt this season to have a show that has just been taking audiences by storm for so long?
You know, it really is something special, you know, given the the show itself and the alumni and the subject matter and how we are representing, 60 years of Blue Devils, drum corps. It's undescribable.
Now, incredible years for both you and the Santa Clara Vanguard, both celebrating anniversaries. What is it like to have your California brothers and sisters up there with you the whole summer?
Honestly, the camaraderie is just excellent. To have both these drum corps, not only from California but the Bay Area. I mean, having such amazing years with both incredible shows is just really it's great.
Well, congratulations to World Champion Blue Devils.
Thank you so much, Will.
And we see the two corps mingling out there on the field, which is always great to see at the end of a long, hard season. Competitors who respect each other, which is really the way it is in this activity. Fans may have strong opinions one way or another, but these corps, these kids, they know what it's about.
Well, they all know how hard everybody else has worked. And there's an appreciation and a brotherhood and sisterhood in the activity, no doubt about it. Interesting, Steve, there were 4 general effect judges here at championships. All 4 had the Blue Devils first tonight. 1 judge gave them a perfect 10. There were 3 visual judges. All 3 had the Blue Devils first. They actually won color guard tonight. But when you take the 3-night average, Santa Clara's color guard won.
And you had a perfect set of 10s there in visual analysis. You get over to brass, and it's Carolina Crown with 1s across the board. Percussion, Santa Clara, Dennis, they drove the boat all week.
All year.
Here's our leaderboard now. You can break that down a little bit for you. We said coming in, general effect very often tells the tale, and the Blue Devils with high GE. They won the GE award, of course.
Yeah, huge spreads in both general effect and visual, but you see Santa Clara on top in music.
Paced by that percussion section. Carolina Crown's horn line pulled them forward. They're kind of on an island in 3rd place there. And this is the interesting matchup, 4 and 5 with the Cavaliers and the Blue Coats. The only movement we have, Cavies jump the Coats.
And the spread was less than a 10th, and it was all in percussion.
37 1/1000ths of a point, actually.
Wow.
Here we go from the cadets on through our top 12.
A lot closer here between Phantom Regiment and Blue Stars. That tightened up significantly from the last couple of nights.
Blue Stars did gain some ground. Once again, Blue Knights kind of breaking that pack up, breaking 90 once again, the first corps over 90. We're going to flip back to our leaders again, just so we can take a little closer look at that. It is refreshing to see the captions spread out. Carolina Crown with brass, Vanguard with percussion, Devils with GE. Color guard going over the 3 Knights to Santa Clara, as though you say they did win tonight. That's good for the activity.
Absolutely.
Yeah, close, tight there visually as well between Santa Clara and Carolina Crown.
Well, quite a season. A lot of corps have a lot to hang their shakos on coming into the new season. I'm glad Boston stayed with the hats this year. The shakos and the plumes added a lot to their show. But a lot of corps, including Santa Clara, doffed the hats. That was a good move for them, though, going to those uniforms, because the alumni corps could use the other stuff. Worked out well for them.
Yeah, when the alumni corps came out of the tunnel in the original red jackets and the drumline and the green jackets, compared to what the Vanguard is wearing this year, I mean, it was striking.
Fellas, all right, let's put it together. Put a cap on this year, Will.
I'm just not sure you can really put into words how much each group brought a uniqueness to this activity for this year. I just think there are so many, even with different identities in terms of how they looked, I just think each corps kind of carved a little niche out in terms of what they wanted to present to the world. I think it's great for the activity, and it's been great for competition this year.
Diversity, and I'm always blown away at how much these corps improve in the final 2 to 3 weeks of the season. We saw them just a couple of weeks ago. It was nothing like we saw this weekend.
And the way you guys change the shows as you move along. The cadets' new ending.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
Where'd that come from?
Great season.
Absolutely.
Just great.
And I'm going to take a little different direction. I'm with you guys on everything, but I am ecstatic about the crowds. A record here tonight in Indy. I think we had records all 3 nights. We had more than 40,000 people in the theaters, and we had record attendance at a number of shows all season long. That bodes well, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for supporting these young people. Thank you for supporting Drum Corps International. We're going to be right back here in that place right there, Lucas Oil Stadium, next August. Make plans to come on out and catch it live. I'm Steve Rondinero for our team. Good night. Thanks for tuning in.